Shalom family, Chantel here again. I pray all is well with each and every one of you. So I am doing this video today because I received a comment on my YouTube, and I'm also going to share this there. But where someone was asking, what is the point of the 3 days of darkness? And I figured if that one person had that question, then someone else probably has that same question, right? So I am going to try to answer this as quickly as possible and as clear as possible. But before we can understand why there's a 3 days of darkness, we need to understand that there is a second Exodus. A lot of people do not believe that there is a second Exodus, and there is a second Exodus. When you are reading through the Bible, reading through your Bible, this Bible is about the Most High's chosen people, okay? Them serving Him, the trials they went through, the things that we're going through now that was prophesied way back in ancient times, the fact that we will be put under curses because of our forefathers' disobedience, the fact that we were in a 400-year curse that ended in 2019, the fact that He would gather us because we've been scattered all across the four corners of the earth. He would gather us from the four corners. And when I say us, I am not talking about the church. I know Christianity has led us to believe that it's the church, and it's not. It is talking about the 12 tribes of Israel. It's talking about the melanated people. The seed that comes from Jacob, the seed that comes from Isaac, that comes from Abraham, that came down from Shem. Okay, because remember, after the flood, Noah's 3 sons, Ham, Shem, and Japheth, they repopulated the earth. So, with that being said, those of us who come from the line of Shem, who comes from the 12 tribes of Israel, as from Jacob, that's who this Bible, the redemption, is talking about. Now, Gentiles are able to cleave, absolutely yes, through belief and following the laws and commandments and statutes of the Most High Yah, and calling on His name, His correct, true names, not eating abominable foods and all that. Okay, so understanding that there is a second Exodus, there's a gathering across the four corners of the earth to gather all of the Most High's chosen children, the remnant, the 1/3, the remnant. Okay, and understanding that all these judgments that's talked about, like in Zechariah, the judgments in Joel 3, the day of Yahuwah. I know some versions say day of Lord. All of these things that was foretold in Isaiah and Jeremiah and Ezekiel and Hosea and Obadiah, all of these things that have been foretold by all of these prophets. Okay. All of this is about His children, okay? Because yes, we were put under these curses. However, us going into slavery, it was never supposed to go as far as it went, okay? They went way too far. So He said in Zephaniah, I believe He said, it's gonna be a recompense. You're gonna repay me. So you're gonna pay me what was done. It's going to be a repay. That's where some people get the term karma from, right? In the first Exodus, the 10 plagues that took place, we are seeing them again, but on a much larger scale. In Jeremiah, he says that we're not even going to make mention of the first Exodus with Moses anymore. Okay, the second Exodus is going to be so much greater than the first. We won't even be talking about the first one anymore. Okay, y'all. So understanding that there is going to be a second Exodus, understanding that a lot of the things that we read about in Exodus, in the book of Exodus, as well as in the book of Joshua, in the Apocrypha, Joshua, or if you have like the Holy Scriptures, wanted to say Joshua. So reading about all of what happened during that time is going to happen again. The 3 days of darkness was the 9th plague. I'm not saying that this is going to be in the same order. I don't know. I don't know how the Most High Yah is doing it. Because even in Revelation, when it talks about the horses and the bowls being poured out and the horns being blown, it's really been heavy in my spirit for a very, very long time that Revelation is out of order as well. Okay, so which a lot of the things have been done, to keep us a little bit deceived. All right, you just gotta ask the Most High Yah to open your eyes, remove those blinders, remove all of the deceptions from the enemy, and He will do so. He will bring you to His truth, not truth of man. All right, don't take my word for it. Don't take your pastor's word for it. Don't take your sister. Go take it to the Most High Yah. Let Him lead you to it. Okay. Now, the whole reason for the 3 days of darkness is the 3 days of darkness is a plague. It is a plague, and it's also judgment. All right. Okay. So in the first 3 days of darkness, during that plague, it affected Egypt and Pathros. Okay. So only the children of Israel had lights in their dwellings. So it's going to be the same, except it's not just going to affect one landmass. It's affecting the entire world, the entire earth at this time, okay? When that darkness comes, it affects everyone. It is going to affect those that are within Israel, that do not believe, that are not taking heed to the warnings, that are living in darkness. It's going to affect them. It's going to affect Gentiles, okay? If you read it in the book of Yasha, I believe it's the 80th chapter. I'm not going to read it because I've already did a video. If you read it, it goes on explaining how even with those who are in Israel who did not take heed to Moses and Aaron, I'm paraphrasing, but it said that wherever they stood when the darkness fall, they remained standing. Wherever they sat, they remained sitting. And then the Most High Yah allowed them to bury their people so that Pharaoh and them, they wouldn't even see that they lost, some people due to their disobedience. But it ain't gonna be like this time. It's gonna be so much death. We are going to see a lot, okay? Those of us who make it through. So it's going to be that. However, this time around, if you go look in Revelation 12, Revelation the 12th chapter, it explains how Hasatan is cast down out of the heavenly realm. So right now he's the accuser, and he can just go back and forth saying, Yahuwah, Chantel's told a little lie today, or Chantel, she cussed today, or Chantel fornicated. I'm using myself that way. Can anybody say I call somebody else's name? And no, I ain't doing what I'm saying. But he can go right now and keep accusing us of things that we're doing, right? All right, well, when he is cast down out of the heavenly realm, he will no longer be able to do that. And he knows his time is short, which is why he's running rampant now. So being that his time is short, oh, he pissed off. Him and all his imps is coming out here and they're attacking everybody. They doing the most, okay? It's going to be a horrific time. I've done videos on what the Most High Yah has allowed me to hear and see. There's been many other brothers and sisters who have also done videos out there on what to expect or what to hear and see during the 3 days of darkness, okay? So when he comes down, that's judgment. It's a lot of people are going to die. So that is a judgment, okay? On the flip side of that, it is still a judgment. If you go to John, the book of John, chapter 3. I know a lot of us like that. We like that scripture because you know how he says because y'all so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. This is at the 3rd. But guess what? A lot of us don't continue to read. All right. So we are literally about to see why we are getting the 3 days of darkness. So I'm going to read it to y'all. All right, so John chapter 3, 16 verse. For Elohim so loved the world that he gave his only brought forth son, so that everyone who believes in him should not perish, but possess everlasting life. For Elohim did not send his son into the world to judge the world, but that the world through him might be saved. He who believes in him is not judged, but he who does not believe is judged already, because he has not believed in the name of the only brought forth son of Elohim. You cannot get to Elohim without going to the son, okay? Don't let nobody lie to you. And this is the judgment, that the light has come into the world, and the men loved the darkness rather than the light, for their works were wicked. For everyone who is practicing evil hates the light and does not come to the light, lest his works should be exposed. But the one doing the truth comes to the light, so that his works are clearly seen, that they have been wrought in Elohim. Okay? Key verse is verse 19. And this is the judgment, okay? That the light being Yahusha, has come into the world, and men loved the darkness rather than the light. The Most High Yah is about to give us this darkness that not us. Give men the darkness that they rather, okay? It is a judgment. And the darkness that they're about to experience is not the darkness that they think that it is, okay? That is the point. It is a plague. It is a judgment. That is the point of the 3 days of darkness. In order for you to fully understand that, you have to understand the scriptures. You have to understand that there is a second Exodus. You have to understand that the chosen children of the Most High Yah, Yahuwah Elohim, is who this is all about, who this is for, okay? And even amongst that chosen, even amongst the nation, I'm going to say the nation, only 1/3 are chosen. Let me rephrase that, okay? Only 1/3 chosen ain't going to make it through. The darkness is going to affect some of the 2/3. The darkness is going to affect Gentiles, okay? So, take it to the Most High Yah. If you don't believe me, I know some people don't believe in the New Testament. I don't know how, because you have to believe all of his word. I know some people don't believe in the Apocrypha. They took the books out for a reason. If you go through the 2nd Ezra chapter 5, that's another book that talks about the days of darkness. The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 17, and then go into chapter 18, verses 1 through, I think, 4, 1 through 5. That's about the 3 days of darkness. That right there tells some of the torment. You know, they took these things out for a reason, y'all. Like, these things are in our faces. We have to not lean on our own understanding. That is our problem. We cannot lean on our own understanding. You have to allow the Most High Yah to truly open you up, to truly sit down with you and allow you to see this. Listen to the people he sends to you. You know, he's not having all of us just come to this knowledge and tell y'all because the sky is blue. You know, this is end times. And that's another thing. I remember someone asked on our Bible study line a couple months ago, they asked, well, what makes this darkness so different? It's the end times. We are at the end. We are about halfway through the 7-year tribulation. Okay, we're about halfway through. In 7 years, in 3.5 years, Israel, us, we are redeemed. We go on our second Exodus. That's why all of this stuff is happening. The calamity around us, the floods, the fire, the destruction, the wars, the plagues. That's, you know, all of this stuff that's happening is for us. Okay, it lets us know. So if you really sit down and read through Revelation chapter 12 and chapter 13, you will see when this happens. Okay, we go on our escape. And the Most High God has even said it. He's told several of his prophets the same thing. After 3 days of darkness, you know, we leave. I don't know if it's gonna be the next day, the next week, or the next month. I don't know, but I know it ain't gonna be long. It ain't gonna be long. He ain't gonna have us here long. So we leave after that. While we're going, if going to chapter 13, it tells you, and then how the beast that comes out of the water, the beast that comes off the land, that's the false prophet and the anti-Messiah. As they going through the land doing this at the 3rd, they got 42 months. That's 3.5 years. That's the second half of the tribulation. So while we're in the wilderness, we're safe, we're getting nourished, we're getting healed from all of these ailments and sicknesses and our mental gonna be jacked up after all the stuff we're gonna see. You know, we're getting healed from all of this stuff. The rest of the nations, they get judged, honey, by this stuff that's going on, taking the mark and all this other stuff. All right, but that's neither here nor that is here and there. But you know, that's another thing. But yeah, that's the point of the 3 days of darkness. Hopefully this helped to give you a little bit of understanding. I know I didn't go in depth about it. If I need to expound on something, let me know. But this is what the Most High Yah has revealed to me. This is what, you know, I've been teaching on my Bible study line. Me and my sister's Bible study line. What we've been teaching. This is what this is it. Okay. All right. So much love. If you need more information or whatever, you know, just hit us up. That's what we're here for. Okay.